I love the range of how evil different villains are in the DC universe, because it goes from the average person to the most terrible person you've ever even heard of. I feel like on one side it's like, this evil villain is known as Dog Walker. He takes dogs from shelters that are about to be euthanized for not being adopted and trains them to free dogs that are in the same situation or that live in abusive homes. He also trains them to rob banks so that he can afford to have a home. But then on the other side it's like, this is Baby Crusher. He takes babies from their homes and puts them into hydraulic presses and crushes them. I've got 3 predictions about the new DC universe that I'm 99% sure are going to come true. My first prediction is that this new universe will actually be set in the DC universe and utilize DC characters. My second prediction is that there might be actors in it. And then my third prediction is a little bit out there, so bear with me on this one. I'm actually thinking they might make some movies. Like, movies that you watch at the movies. And you can go to the theater and watch the movie. So out of pure curiosity, I looked it up, and Google has to tell me that real turtles don't enjoy pizza. Do we get anything? In the reality that we live in, do we get one win ever? No. I'm so tired of this bull. Don't you hate when you say you want to be Spider-Man and then somebody's like, no, trust me, you don't want to be Spider-Man. If you started to swing like him, your arms would tear from your body and you'd die a terrible death. Maybe that's what I want. Maybe I want to do that. Who are you to tell me that I can't do what I want to do? If I want to live my life in that way, who the fuck are you to tell me that? I don't think that enough people talk about how in some iterations of the DC universe, Dick Grayson starts being Robin at 9 years old. Psychological trauma aside, that must be really weird for the criminals, right? Like, imagine it from their perspective. You're like, alright boys, mark my words. I'm gonna be the one that killed a bat tonight. Then a child descends from the sky out of nowhere, looks you in the eyes and says,
I'm gonna break every bone in your body.
Wait, what? And then he does. I would never show my face in public again. So I've been a fan of Batman basically my whole life. And I just learned a new fact that blew my mind. So I decided I have to share it with all of you. I learned that the symbol that's on Batman's chest is actually supposed to resemble a bat. Next, you're gonna tell me a Superman symbol's supposed to be Superman. It's supposed to be a Superman. In DC Comics, when colorblind people see a lantern corps approaching their city from the distance, do you think they're just like, man, I really hope that's green? Alright, now we're on to my fan castings that are a little bit out there. I don't want to spend 10 minutes on validating my opinions on each one, so I'm just gonna speed run it. Daniel Kaluuya, Two-Face. Ben Schwartz, Green Lantern. Donald Glover, anybody. Bryan Cranston, Mr. Freeze. Donald Glover, whoever he feels like. Olivia Olsen, Zatanna. Donald Glover, please put Donald Glover. Tegan Croft, Miss Martian. Donald Glover. Carl Urban, Lobo. Sandra Bullock, Darkseid. Donald Glover, Sandra Bullock. John Mulaney, Plastic Man. Giancarlo Esposito, Jim Gordon. Oh my god, we're going too fast. I'm gonna throw up. So there was this movie that I watched when I was a kid. It was called Spy Kids 2. And if you couldn't tell from the super complex name, it was the second movie in the Spy Kids series. But in the movie, Steve Buscemi plays a scientist that's capable of creating life in a laboratory at will. And for some reason, he says this line.
Do you think God stays in heaven because he too lives in fear of what he's created?
Oh, okay. I'm sorry, what? I remember being a child and looking up at my TV like,
God stays in heaven because he too lives in fear of what he's created.
Mom? Like, who while making this movie was like, man, great kids movies so far, guys. But you know what we could add? A little bit of existential nihilism. Dude, that was yeah, because then we get traumatized. I think it's really funny to see the debate online on whether or not Jason Todd as Red Hood is an anti-hero or a regular hero. Like, don't get me wrong, I love Jason as much as the next guy. Actually, I probably like him a bit more than the next guy, but I feel like the answer is pretty obvious. He can't be considered a normal hero, so he's an anti-hero. I know someone's gonna say, but what did he do that made him not the traditional hero? Ah, geez, what's that thing I'm thinking of that he does regularly? Oh right, murder. So since the internet exists in the DC universe, do you think that the conspiracy theory podcasts are like, I'm telling you right now, mark my words, I'm certain that this is true. Bruce Wayne is definitely Superman.
No shot. There's absolutely no way Bruce
Nobody
Wayne is
else
Superman.
makes sense.
It's not possible. I'm telling you right now, that's not possible.
It makes perfect sense.
Explain to me how that makes sense.
Have you seen them? They have the same body type and they look super similar.
Not really.
Come on.
No, their faces are different. Their faces are definitely different.
Okay, so you're telling me Superman can fly, but he can't change his face a little bit to keep his identity?
Why would he change his face?
I mean, obviously Superman's changing his face to some degree because when he's Superman, his face is just fully out. Why would somebody just fully give out their identity unless they had some sort of tech that could change change their face. And if somebody can do that, it's gonna be somebody like Bruce Wayne, who's a billionaire.
Okay, but Bruce Wayne lives in Gotham City, Superman's in Metropolis, so...
No, I think he just says he lives in Gotham City to throw people off. Why would a billionaire live in the most crime-ridden city in the entire nation? He definitely actually lives in Metropolis.
He has no motivation to be Superman. Why would he be Superman?
His motivation is his parents. He watched his parents die.
Oh,
So Spider-Punk was in Across the Spider-Verse, and in case you haven't seen the movie yet, don't worry, I'm not going to spoil anything, but you should know, much like the rest of the movie, he was amazing. I actually didn't mean for that to be an amazing Spider-Man joke, but it ended up sounding like it was. After loving him in the movie, I decided to learn more about him in the comics, so here's what I learned. His name is Hobie Brown, and he's actually not his Earth's version of Peter Parker. His 616 equivalent would be the original Prowler of the same name, because, you know, that's how it works. After being a homeless punk artist, he's bit by a radioactive spider. I know, who saw that coming? And he uses his powers to fight back against a fascist authoritarian government run by Norman Osborn? Well, damn. His origin comic actually ends with him... How do I say this so that this video doesn't get flagged? He uses Norman Osborn's head like a drum, and the drumstick is his electric guitar. And instead of punk rock beats coming out of the drum, it's Norman Osborn. So yeah, Spider-Punk's just as cool in the comics. So I've asked in the past how nobody figures out Bruce Wayne is Batman, but I was thinking about it, and I'm starting to wonder how nobody's figured out who Nightwing is. I feel like the second somebody started questioning it, all the pieces would start aligning. Like, since he wears only a mask and not a full helmet, you'd think people would be like, hey, did you know that you have the same cheekbones, mouth, nose, hair, and body type as Nightwing? Yeah, but I couldn't possibly do the physical feats that he does on a daily basis. Didn't you used to be a professional acrobat and gymnast? Yeah. And weren't you famous as a kid for being able to do a flip that only you and your family could do? Oh, yeah, I forgot about how... Yeah, that does sound like something that I did and was also very publicly known for some reason. Yeah, but I guess you wouldn't really have the funding for it. Since oh wait, you were adopted by a billionaire. It actually works out perfectly. Yeah, but that's not, that doesn't really matter. Similar thing goes for all the Robins, but that's not important because that's not the point I'm trying to make. I wanted to really quickly share a theory that I made after watching Across the Spider-Verse. So, you know, spoilers for Across the Spider-Verse. After Miles stops a canon event from occurring, Earth 501-01 starts to destroy itself. Miguel says if they're lucky, they might be able to save it, which makes the implication that this has happened before. Miguel also says that he doesn't like the MCU Spider-Man because of the events with Doctor Strange and No Way Home. Initially, everybody just thought that this was Miguel being annoyed that they messed with the multiverse in general, but I actually think it's more than that. I think that at the end of No Way Home, when they all cure their villains and make sure that they won't die when they return back to their universe, it messed up canon events for each one of their universes. Their universes then started to destroy themselves just like we saw in Spider-Verse. Miguel and the Spider Society then had to go to their universes and fix everything. If this is the case, it wouldn't just be Miguel being annoyed that they messed with the multiverse like we previously thought, and that's why we don't see Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield as active members of the Spider Society. Plus, you would probably hate Tom Holland because while it was all his idea, his universe was the only universe not affected. Something that's super funny about Superman is he has infinite strength, but then sometimes when he fights these villains, he just lets them smack him around for a bit. And you know what, since we're on the topic of Superman, there's something that I've wondered my whole life. How was Clark Kent so muscular? I know the obvious answer is, well, because he's Superman, he does stuff every day, but that just makes it more complex. Because Superman has strength feats like pulling the earth. So when you're working with a character that has seemingly infinite strength, how do they work out, you know? How could any weight given to him be enough for him to gain muscle? I know that if you lift lighter weights enough with high enough repetition, you'll gain muscle, but with how strong Superman is, the heaviest weight on Earth would be like deadlifting a piece of paper, and it doesn't matter how many times you do that, you're not gonna look like this. Also, look at this guy. Also, before somebody complains, the reason the gameplay in the background is a Batman game is because I can't think of a Superman game other than the Superman Returns game that EA developed in 2006, and I don't think that game was ever even actually completed, and I don't think you all want to see gameplay footage of that. I want to see gameplay of that. No. If this Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse theory is true, it changes everything. So the theory goes that Spider-Man gets bitten by the spider. Let me know in the comments what you think of this theory. Everybody's like,
Finn, have you seen the Five Nights at Freddy's movie yet?
All my friends and family think I'm dead because I haven't left my room and stopped playing Spider-Man. I no longer believe that there is a world outside of my room. All there is Spider-Man. Can somebody please confirm for me whether or not Spider-Man is in the new Five Nights at Freddy's movie? That would be great. Thank you. I think it's funny how whenever somebody's hyping up a new piece of comic book media, they always say that the opposing company is in trouble. After the new Wolverine suit got posted, people were like, uh-oh, look out, DC. You're in trouble this time. And then like a week ago when they announced who would be playing Superman, everybody was like, uh-oh, look out, Marvel. You're in trouble this time. It's like, no, man, you're not fooling anybody. The only thing that's in trouble is your wallet. If you thought it was bad that a majority of people believe that they're the real-life version of Spider-Man, just wait for 3 days from now. When Spider-Man 2 comes out, and you yourself also believe that you are the real-life version of Spider-Man, because let me tell you, once I play that game for half of a second, I will be the real-life version of Spider-Man. Hey everyone, I don't really want to upload a short today, so if you could just go ahead and go down to the comments and pretend I provided some super interesting insight for the future of DC, that would be great. Thank you, bye. Hey everyone, I don't want to make a short today, so I'm not going to. You think they'll make Mike Wazowski a playable character in the new Spider-Man? Alright, so today we're going to be rating Batman villains on whether or not they would be scary in real life. Let's go ahead and start things off easy and go with the Joker. Do I even have to explain why this would be horrifying? In the comics, he's completely... Ugh. Joker would actually be horrifying in real life. Next is Professor Pig. I don't even want to talk about the things that this guy does because they're disgusting and terrible and heinous. Yeah, so far the first two are just genuinely horrifying, so... Looks like we're off to a good start. 2 for 2 on the horrifying scale. Yay. Yay. Killer Croc is scary, but not in the same way the other two are. Like, the other two are existential horror that make you stay up at night thinking about the terrible things that they've done. Meanwhile, this guy, it's kind of like, yeah, that's to be expected. Like, if somebody told you, yeah, he ate somebody, you'd think, no, yeah, that checks out. That's what I was expecting from him. All right, I think we can do one more. Let's go ahead and do... Oh, fuck, what is that? Oh, my. Take it off screen, take it off screen, take it off screen, take it off screen, take it off screen. Okay. Okay, give me just a second. Whew. Let's try this again. Scarecrow? No, I'm gonna throw up. I can't. I know that there are comics about it, but realistically, if there was a zombie apocalypse in the DC universe, it wouldn't last long. There's absolutely no way Batman is getting bitten. Like, he's way too perceptive, and like, he'll just grapple up to the ceiling if the room's full of zombies. They're not gonna like crawl on the wall Spider-Man style. And it frustrates me when characters like Superman and the Flash get infected, because it's like, how did this happen? I don't understand. Like, for Superman, even if whatever virus is turning humans into zombies can affect Kryptonian DNA, there's no way that the teeth of a dead, decaying human could possibly break through Superman's skin. The Flash can perceive events faster than light can travel from one molecule to the other, so how could they possibly bite him? How could they sneak up on him? He can phase through walls. If he's like surrounded by zombies, he just phases his molecules through them. The zombies are like, yeah! And then the Flash is like, get it? Because he's already gone. A lot of the times they'll just have powerful characters get bitten or infected when we don't see it, and then the writers are just like,
how'd that get in there?
What? No, you can't just say that. That doesn't make sense. You can't just...
Oh, don't cry.
What? I was thinking about how funny it would be if Batman handled all crimes in Gotham, not just the dangerous ones. Imagine you're just watching a streamer who happens to live in Gotham, and then suddenly it's like... I was actually thinking about showing, after this match, showing all of the illegal Lego building techniques that I've used throughout my builds on... Hold on, Chad, I think I heard something.
This is not going to be pretty.
With people now believing that live-action remakes of animes can actually be good, I personally think that the next remake should be The Godfather. I've been saying this for years. I just think that it would transfer really well to like a live action movie. I just think originally when DC wanted to decide whether Jason Todd's Robin should live or die, they put it up to a vote with the fans. They said, call this number if you want Jason to live, and call this number if you want him to die. And ultimately more people called the number saying that he should die, so they killed him. And originally this made me sad because I was like, man, enough people dislike the character that they wanted him to die. But then I got to thinking, in the modern age of the internet, everybody is so aggressive towards fiction that I don't think there would be a single character that would be voted to live. Like, you could even do a poll on the most wholesome character that you can think of. Like, it could be like,
all right, everybody, it's up to you. Should Grogu live or die?
And every single comment would be like, rip his fucking head off.
I want to see him suffer.
Make him bleed. I think that the horoscope accounts that have beef with a specific sign are always super unintentionally funny. The contrast is wild. It'll be like,
Gemini, you're always so happy. You make everybody's day better. Keep being you. You're perfect. Taurus, you have such an amazing fashion sense. Everybody looks to you as an icon. Never give up on your dreams, because you will achieve them. Virgo, you have an amazing sense of humor. Everybody loves being around you. That's why you have so many friends. But don't forget to determine who's real and who's fake. Sagittarius.
Fuck you. Every day I wake up and I wish you were dead. You smell like shit. Did you shit your fucking pants again? I bet you did. You piece of fucking shit. You belong in the garbage, because that's what you smell like.
Welcome to rating Spider-Man villains on whether or not they would be scary in real life. When you think of popular Spider-Man villains, there's one that comes to mind immediately. The most popular Spider-Man villain. So let's do him first. That's right, you guessed it, big wheel. He's 5'5", 140 pounds, and trapped inside of a big wheel. His main powers consist of being in a big wheel. I think it goes without saying that big wheel would be horrifying in real life. Can you look me in the eyes and tell me that you would be able to sleep at night knowing that there's somebody out there in a big wheel? Exactly. Now that we've gotten the biggest one out of the way, we can move on to the lesser known villain. A lot of people like to compare the main character in the show Invincible, Mark Grayson, to DC's Dick Grayson. In the current run, DC just gave Dick Grayson powers, 2 of which are flight and durability. So that just made them even more similar. Also, look at Nightwing's new suit. Like, they're pretty similar, right? Please don't think that I'm saying DC is copying Invincible in any way, because obviously Nightwing was made way before Invincible was even a concept. But I absolutely love both of these pieces of media, and I think that the parallels are really cool. What do you think? On my channel, we've all been talking about how easy superhero disguises would be to see through in real life. But what's crazy to me is that nobody has brought up debatably the worst disguise. This is Wonder Woman. And then this is her alter ego, Diana Prince. One more time. This is Wonder Woman. And this is Diana Prince. At the same time, though, I understand why she probably wouldn't care about her secret identity, because odds are she's smarter, stronger, and like... I mean, let's be honest, probably all around cooler. Okay, this is part 4 of rating Batman villains on whether or not they would be scary in real life. Poison Ivy's interesting because while it would be scary to be like a plant zombie or killed by sentient plants, it kind of feels like as long as you don't mess with whatever she's doing, you'll probably be fine. Plus, she ultimately wants to help the environment, so the only evil part about her is like murder. Which I guess is pretty bad now that I say it. Black Mask is legitimately scary, not because of the way that he looks, but because of how he chooses to use his power. I feel like if he even thought I was going to double cross him, he would surgically replace my hands with my feet and my feet with my hands. Solomon Grundy is horrifying. Zombies are already a little bit unsettling as is, but his ability to rip me in half and then crush my upper body like a can on his forehead horrifies me. But come on, when he wears the top hat, he's so dapper. Look at him, come on. He's so stylish. The Arkham games did Riddler perfectly because he's so annoying and he won't shut the f up. That's all. Nothing else in this video. Just the fact that Arkham Riddler is perfect because he's so annoying.
Let's see how you might...
No, see, he can't help himself. He has to talk. He has to Throughout all of fiction, there's always been one question that's been asked more than any other. Who would win? It's basically impossible to have this debate because it quickly devolves into every character having some unbeatable god form that makes the conversation irrelevant. So how do you even the playing field? You put him in Minecraft! Woo! Minecraft, baby! Yeah! I wish that I was joking. Now, I know what you're thinking. Why Minecraft? What are you, fucking 8 years old? No. Don't get me wrong, I like Minecraft just as much as the next guy. Oh. Don't get me wrong, I like Minecraft less than the next guy. But I know that this sounds stupid and ridiculous and dumb and pointless and something that you shouldn't waste your time with. But hear me out. I have to sneeze, hold on. It's the only activity that I could think of where no character's powers give them a distinct inherent advantage. Any fighter game would give speedsters like the Flash a major advantage because they could react to your move and counter it in a perfect way before your character has even moved from one pixel to the next. And a strategy-based game like chess would give master strategists and genius IQ characters an obvious win. But in a game like Minecraft, nobody has any advantage. Alright, so today we're going to be rating some of the most famous Batsuits on a scale from 1 to 10. If you disagree with me, that's okay. We can just agree that I'm right and you're wrong. Let's go ahead and just jump right into it. I'm going to come out the gate right here and be controversial and give the Batman Noel suit a 6 out of 10. I'm going to be honest here and give the Arkham Origins Batsuit an 8 out of 10. It's pretty cool. Woo! Batman Hush suit. I mean, come on. Easy 9 out of 10. Come on. Robert Pattinson's Batman suit from the Batman would be a 9 out of 10, but I don't like the cowl, so I'm going to give it a 7. Arkham Knight Batsuit, 10 out of 10. Arkham City, 9 out of 10. The Justice League and Justice League Unlimited Batsuit is a million out of 10. This is the best Batsuit ever. This is what Batman needs to look like, in my opinion. No flaws. Perfect. Four out of 10.
Angry fans obviously pouring...
It's a long ride. Why don't you sing us something to pass the time?
Yeah, sure. Like what?
Something sad.
Yeah, I can do that.
What happened to your voice? Hello? Is that you playing?
Gary, I miss you, baby. Come home. Just come home.
Are you crying?
Gary, now I know I was wrong. I messed up, and now you're gone. I see my mistakes so clearly now. Gary, I'm sorry I neglected you, or I never expected you to run away. You need me, feeling this empty.
How are you doing this?
You're me out right now, it sound like music to me. Please come home, cause I miss you. Gary!
What's going on?
Gary, come home. Hey everybody, thank you for watching. If you made it all the way to the end, you know, good job, you did it. I'm so proud of you. Thank you so much for watching my videos over this past year. I hope you stick around forever, because that's how long I'm planning on living. You never know though. There's a link to my Discord in the description. You should join that if you want to, or don't. You know, it's your life. You do whatever you want to do. But please consider liking, commenting, and subscribing, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks. I don't say that enough. Thank you. Okay, bye.